Hi students, so you have decided to take up the GRE. Congratulations on taking up this challenge. Now, in this video, let me help you in two ways. First, we will discuss GRE in general, and afterwards, we will start to dive deeper into the quantitative section or the math section in the GRE. Alright, let's get started by analyzing the GRE. What are the various sections that you can expect in the GRE? The GRE has the AWA section where you will be asked to write 2 essays and you will get 30 minutes for each essay. Now the first essay will be an issue essay and the second one would be an argument essay. You also get 2 math sections, and for each section you will have 20 questions, and in each section you will get 35 minutes. So you are getting approximately 1 minute and 45 seconds per question. Alright. Now, you will also have 2 verbal sections, and in each verbal section, you will have 20 questions and you will get 30 minutes per section. You will also have 1 experimental section, and this section can either be verbal or quant. So it will vary from person to person. Now, and remember, you won't know which section is the experimental section. So ideally, you should not be worrying about this and just give your best for each section that you encounter in the exam. So let's quickly revise. You have 2 essays to write, you have 2 math sections, you have 2 verbal sections, and you have 1 experimental section which can either be math or verbal. Alright, now let's discuss the order in which you will get these sections in the exam. The first one would be the essays. You always start with the essays. Now these remaining sections will be in a random order. So it will vary from person to person. Now, let's discuss the range of scores that you can get in these sections. When it comes to the AWA section, your score will range between 0 and 6. Now, who will grade your essays? It will be both a human person as well as the computer. And if the scores given by these two are almost similar, then the average is taken and it's rounded to the nearest 0.5. And if it's farther apart, then one more human person is employed and the average is taken. Alright, now when it comes to the math section, your range of score will vary between 130 and 170. And for the verbal section, it's the same. It's between 130 and 170. Alright, now what is the average score that people get in these various sections? For the AWA section, the average score is 3.5 to 4. And when it comes to math and verbal, the average scores are 152 and 151 approximately. Alright, now do remember to check out any kind of requirement that your target schools have with respect to these sections. Because for example, if you are applying for engineering programs, they might need a higher score on the math section. Alright, and for example, if you are applying to English literature, the verbal section might be more important. So do remember to check out the target school's website and they will mention what their cutoff criteria are. Now, let's discuss some important things that you need to keep in mind on the day that you are giving the GRE. Let's get into that. Alright, so first, what would be the order of questions or sections that you can expect? You start with the AWA. You get 1 minute break after you finish your first essay. Then you write your second essay. So this is 30 minutes. This is again 30 minutes over here. And after you're done with your second essay, you again get 1 minute break. And after that, you have your first section. So this can be either math or verbal. It's random. So for some people, it may be math, and for some people, it will be verbal. Now, after this is over, you do get a 10-minute break. And then your following 4 sections come one after the other, with 1 minute breaks in between. Now, what's the most important thing that you need to keep in mind on the day before the exam? Do remember to get a very good sleep before you come for the exam. Now, don't just try to sleep only on that day. Make sure that, for example, at least 1 month before you have your exam, that you have a proper sleep schedule. Now, for this, having a exercise regime is one of the things that can help you. So you can find out various ways in which you can develop a good sleeping schedule, but prioritize this. Take it granted from me that this is very important, and this will either push up your score or pull it down. All right. Now, what do you do in this 10-minute break? Let me tell you what you should not do. Don't drink too much water, because after that, again, you have to sit for the exam for quite a long time and you might get the sensation to pee. So let's avoid that. Don't drink too much water. Maybe you can have a sip of water, and then do try to eat something. Maybe chocolate or an apple is a good idea, because you need to be in peak mental state for quite some time after this. All right. Now, let me quickly close this with some of the changes that GRE has done with respect to COVID-19. GRE has given the option to take the exam from your home. Now, you need to buy a whiteboard for this. This is the most important point which people generally tend to overlook. Make sure to practice questions using this whiteboard before the exam, because the feeling is different rather than from writing on pen and paper. All right. Now, you need to have a webcam, and they'll probably ask you to show the whole room using the webcam. So you can do that. You don't need a 360-degree webcam. A normal webcam will do. And remember, in the 10-minute break, you will be allowed to go out of the room. Maybe you need to use the loo, etc. All right. Now, we have covered the GRE exam holistically in a very quick manner, and I am sure that you have got a good idea about the GRE exam. Now, let's dive deeper into the math section of the GRE exam. To aid you in the math section of the GRE exam, you are provided an on-screen calculator, and the good thing is that there is a button called transfer display. So for example, if you have done some calculation and on the calculator you're getting the value 10.23, you don't need to type 10.23 into the space provided to type the answer. If you click this button, it will take that number and put it into the place where the answer has to be typed in. All right. Now, in the math section, as we discussed, you will have two sections. So that's section 1 over here and section 2 over here. Now, section 1 by default always will be of medium level difficulty. Now, section 2 can either be hard or medium or easy depending on your performance in the section 1. Why is this so? It's because GRE is a section adaptive test. Now, what does this mean? Let's try to understand this. Now, in section 1, out of 20 questions, if you have done more than equal to 15 questions correctly, then your section 2 would be hard. If you're getting between 10 and 15 questions correct, then your section 2 would be medium. And if you're getting less than 10 answers correct in section 1, then your section 2 would be easy. Now, this is approximate values. It can go up and down by 1 point or 1 question. All right. Now, what's the implication of this? If you get the hard section in section 2, this is the most scoring potential section. Let me try to explain that soon. Now, if you're getting the easy section over here, your scoring potential decreases significantly. All right, let's keep this aside and understand what we mean with this using an example. Over here, I have Fox and Hen. Both of them gave their GRE exam. In section 1, Fox got 10 answers correct and Hen got only 9 answers correct. Now, because Fox got 10 answers correct, in section 2, Fox will get the medium section, right? And Hen will get the easy section. All right. Now, let's see what the score each of them got in section 2. Fox got 8 answers correct in section 2 and Hen got 9 answers correct in section 2. All right. Now, both of them got 10 plus 8, which is 18, 9 plus 9, which is 18. So, both of them got 18 answers correct out of 40 questions, right? Now, the score, but both of them will not be the same. Fox will be getting a better score because he's gone into the medium section. So, it's like a penalty has been applied on Hen because Hen did not do well in section 1 and got into the easy section in section 2. All right. So, both of them got 18 out of 40 questions correct, right? But the score for Fox may be approximately 150 and the score for Hen would be approximately 148. Now, when we look at the percentiles, this is a huge difference. All right. Now, the point to remember over here is that every question is not a 1-point question. So, it matters a lot that you get into either the hard or medium. Don't get into the easy section in section 2. All right. Now, to get a top score in the GRE Quant section, you need to get more than 15 questions correct in your section 1 and get into the hard section in section 2, right? Now, to get that, it's very important that you learn how to tackle hard and very hard questions in the quant section. All right, we'll discuss strategies for this in the future part of this video. Now, let's quickly see the relationship between the score that you get on your GRE math and the percentile. All right, now over here I have score and percentile. Now, if you are getting a 170 score, you are getting 97 percentile. So that means 3 percentile of the people who write GRE are getting a 170 score. Now, if you go to 169, it drops to 96 percentile. At 168, that's 94 percentile, and it keeps decreasing. You can see that at 165, that's an 89 percentile. That's a huge drop. All right, so do try to be in the top over here, and this course is meant to get you there. All right, now let's quickly see the 5 types of questions that GRE asks in the GRE math part. The first type of question over here is quantitative comparison questions. So what's this type of question? You will be given 2 items. Say for example, option A is 0.1 and option B is 0.01 into 2. Now you need to find out whether A is greater, B is greater, or both of them are equal, or whether you cannot determine which one is greater. So that's this quantitative comparison type question. Now per section you will get approximately 7 to 8 questions of this type. Now the next type of question is multiple choice questions, where you have to pick one correct answer. You also have multiple choice questions where you need to pick more than one correct answer choice. Now do remember, sometimes in this type of questions, in the question it will be mentioned how many options you need to pick. So be careful that you pick as per the question. All right, now you have another type of question over here, which is numerical entry question. In this case, you will be given a box, you won't have options, and you have to type in the answer. If it's a number or decimal, you will have one box. If you have to type in a fraction, you will have 2 boxes like this. All right, now you also have data interpretation questions. So that's 3 questions per section. You will have a paragraph, and based on this paragraph, you will have 3 questions, and these questions can be of type 2, 3 and 4. That is, they cannot be quantitative comparison questions. All right, now we have briefly discussed the important things to keep in mind when it comes to GRE math. Now let's discuss a strategy that you need to follow to get into the top percentile score in GRE math. Now the thing to keep in mind is that you have to have a concepts first strategy. It's pointless to solve hundreds of problems and try to learn problem concepts just by solving various types of problems without having a holistic understanding of the subject matter. So have a concepts first strategy. Now after this, try to do basic level questions, and after that get into the hard questions. This course is designed in this manner. Concepts are introduced one after the other in a logical manner, and then you are applying them in basic level questions, and then we move to hard questions. Now ETS provides 2 free mock exams. Try to do the first mock exam once you are about halfway through the course, and do remember to revise the course many times, and especially before giving this mock exam. Now you can give the second free mock exam once you're done with this course. By approaching GRE math with this strategy, you will be able to attain your dream score. See you in the next video.